Hi, welcome to another video. Let me ask you a question. You are learning a foreign language, let's imagine, and how many hours are you studying? Or if you have experienced this in the past, if you have learned a language in the past or tried to learn a language, how many hours did you study every day? 1 hour? 2 hours? 5 hours? Now, I want you to think carefully. Let's imagine that on a particular day you studied for 2 hours. Now I want you to zoom in on that and ask yourself, how much of that was actual learning time? Now what do I mean by that? Let's imagine I sit down at, at 9 a.m. to sit down and to study a language. And then I'm reading that text or listening or whatever. And then I finish around 11 a.m. That's like, objectively looking at it, that's like 2 hours, right? So I can truthfully say that I studied language C or whatever, language A, language X, for 2 hours. Now, let's just do a little audit. How much of that was actual learning time? And what I mean by that is that imagine that you are listening to the audio or whatever, and you get a message from a friend or a family member, and you pause it and you look at the text and you reply to them. 5 minutes gone there. All right. In between, you feel a little thirsty. You get up and go drink a little water. Come back. That took a minute or something. And you just look out the window and you saw something interesting. You look there, minute there, here. So these are like external distractions. Everybody knows it's very easy to understand the concept of external distractions. But you can actually have language learning distractions. And what does that mean? Let me give you an example. Let's just imagine a scenario where you are not an English speaker. Let's just say that you are learning English for the first time in your life, and you see the phrasal verb to give up. Now, obviously, to give up means to quit. Okay? Now, your purpose, your goal that day was to read a certain text or to listen to an audio passage, whatever, okay? And you were supposed to do some comprehension activities, and then later maybe there was a speaking activity or a writing activity that was built around that text. Now, give up was just one of the words in there. It was not, this was not an activity where you were specifically targeting different kinds of words and vocabulary. You were trying to develop your reading proficiency or listening proficiency. Okay, you see the word give up for the first time, you click on it, you look it up, and it means to quit. And then you're like, to quit. But give means to give. And up, it means up. Let me look up the meaning of the word up in the dictionary. Maybe it has something to do with quitting. And folks, if you want, you can actually pause this video right now. Go to the dictionary and look up the meaning of the word up. And then tell me how long it took you to read all the definitions of the word up. Oh my goodness gracious, one of the most complicated words in the English language. You will find more than 13, 14, 15, so many different definitions and everything, and flavors of meaning and everything. And you read about that, and then you say, okay, now let me go back and read about give. Maybe give has something like that, okay? And then you do that, and whatever. And before you know it, you have already kind of spent, 5, 10, 15 minutes. And in your heart, you're happy. You're telling yourself, yeah, I'm learning something. But were you really? Well, one can argue that, yes, you were, deepening your understanding relating to that specific word, but how much time should one invest in one word? Because remember, at the end of the day, when a person says that, I've been learning English or whatever language for 5 months, that does not mean that person has been learning 24 hours a day. It's not possible, Obviously a person has to sleep, but let's just say, I don't know how much sleep a person needs, 6 hours, 8 hours. Okay, you have your sleep time, you have your rest time, you have your family time, you have a lot of other things going on in your life, and even if you do have a lot of free time, the actual time that one can dedicate to studying a foreign language is limited by one's brain capacity. Let's imagine one day I have 10 free hours. Now, maybe I can dedicate all 10 hours to language learning. Maybe I cannot. Maybe after 2 hours, I see that my brain is not absorbing that knowledge anymore. So, once again, it's a question of diminishing returns. If I continue to read the same page and I'm not able to focus and I'm not able to learn anything, it's just, it would be a waste of time to continue with that, The point I'm trying to make is that the amount of time one can study during a day is limited. So during that limited time, one should not allow oneself to be distracted either by external factors or even language-related items. On that particular day, let's take that specific example again. On that day, your purpose was to do some activities based on that text. And so you had to read it or listen to it, whatever the focus was of the lesson, and do the comprehension activities and do the productive skills activity, whether it was writing or speaking. So yeah, that's another idea I wanted to share with you. This is my daily dose of language. I love, sharing these different ideas that have worked for me, and I feel that they might be useful for some other folks, so I put them out there. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this idea. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.